Alright, so what do we have here? Microsoft may bring first-party franchises to PlayStation in the future. Tagline, Halo Goodbye. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I had a ton of requests from subscribers to wanting to hear my opinion on this whole thing, and I'm going to give it right now. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And if you missed it earlier, I did a video about Phil Spencer's quote that they are going to be building more software for the Xbox One by building new studios or acquiring them, which is great in my opinion. So maybe that turns out to be true in a couple years, who knows, but I'm not going to be the one to say wait. Also, a big story came out today that Phil had to kind of come out on Twitter and address, was this article from the Wall Street Journal, which I don't have a subscription to, but a lot of websites ran with it, that Microsoft may bring first-party franchises to the PlayStation in the future. So let's take a look at the articles and see. It says Microsoft already publishes multi-platform games like Minecraft, but as the organization increasingly looks to expand the reach of its services and subscriptions, there could come a time when it releases franchises like Halo and Gears on PlayStation. That's according to boss Phil Spencer, who revealed in an interview with the Wall Street Journal that has been given the freedom to reach gamers on any device. Now, I can't read the original, but I did see this here on the Twitter thread that I wanted to grab here. It says, in an interview, Mr. Spencer said his new role is designed in part to give him more latitude to reach gamers on any device rather than using gaming to make Windows more successful. That was what Phil's promotion was about. Previously, Xbox was under the Windows division run by Terry Myerson, and its sole purpose was to help make Windows more successful. That was the end goal of Xbox, which a lot of people didn't know or understand, but if you listen to me, I mentioned that in the video when Phil got a promotion, that the promotion took Xbox outside of Windows and put it on its own, so they could focus on making Xbox better for gamers and for Xbox itself rather than for Windows. That is the big takeaway from Phil's promotion. Now, it goes on to say that means one day more Microsoft first-party games could appear on other platforms, he said, such as Apple Inc.'s iPhones or perhaps even Sony Corp's PlayStation as its building game Minecraft does. Now, there's some issue about what was actually said. Obviously, the stuff in quotes is what Phil said. The part there where he says, could appear on other platforms, he says, such as Apple Inc.'s iPhones, is probably something that Phil said, but I doubt he would mention PlayStation 4. Now, of course, everybody's running with the story that, oh, this means Xbox is done. In one breath, you have Phil saying, we're going to build new studios and more games. But then in the next one, an interview is like, all the games are going to be coming to PlayStation. Now, here's the thing. Do I believe Microsoft games might come to other devices in the future? Yes. Do I believe that device is the PlayStation? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You see, when they mean other devices, like the iPhone and the Android, they also are talking about Steam. I could see a scenario where more of Xbox games, since they're already on PC with Windows 10, come to Steam, either after a certain amount of time passes, like 6 months, or right away. Like Killer Instinct just made the move to Steam, and it makes sense for that game. Halo Wars 2 is on Windows 10 and Xbox, and there's a possibility that it will be going to Steam in the future as well. That could be part of what Phil's talking about, is maybe reaching that segment of the PC market that they can't reach with Windows 10. And then when you think about it, I could easily see Super Lucky's Tale potentially go to the Switch, because I don't think Microsoft views Nintendo as a competitor in the same way they view PlayStation. And it seems like, with Nintendo on board with cross-platform gaming, that Nintendo and Microsoft have a good working relationship. So I could see a game like Super Lucky's Tale, which is very kiddie in nature, and in my opinion, a pretty decent game. You could check out my review. I have a feeling that it's not out of the realm of possibility to maybe see some of the smaller games or kiddie games in nature from Xbox move to Nintendo Switch. I just don't see a scenario where Microsoft brings any of its big guns to the PlayStation, whether it's the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. Now, let's take a look at what actually Phil said. He goes on to say, today we ship Minecraft on other platforms. We all know that. No plans to expand this right now. Everybody knows Minecraft is on the PlayStation. It's on the Switch. It's literally on every device. And they said that he says right there, no plans to expand this right now. But he doesn't say no plans to ever expand this, right? He doesn't put the firm kibosh on the idea. He just says no plans to expand this right now, but maybe they'll have plans for it sometime in the future. Of course, when you say something like this, immediately everybody talks about PlayStation, but I think PlayStation would be left out in the cold on this. If Microsoft were to bring other first-party game franchises in the future to other devices, the PlayStation wouldn't get them, period. It's like I mentioned before. Steam, with the possibility of Switch for maybe some games, and then iPhone and Android if it makes sense for a game on that platform. And I know this is kind of a hot topic issue because one of the complaints I always hear on Twitter and in my YouTube comments all the time is that Xbox doesn't have any exclusives, or the exclusives it does have, I can play them all on my PC, which is good. If you're a PC gamer, Microsoft's always said, play the game wherever you want to play it at. So if you have a PC and you want to play it there, go right ahead. Now, if somehow this all changed and Microsoft ended up putting all of their exclusive games on PlayStation and the Switch and everywhere else, people would say there's no reason to even own an Xbox, because at what point why would you need to? All their exclusives not only are on PC, but they'd be on PlayStation, they'd be on the Switch, they'd be on whatever else. There'd be no incentive to buy an Xbox, because the exclusives are kind of like the icing on the cake. You buy an Xbox to get all the multi-platform games, and also to get the exclusives that they put out. You buy a PlayStation to get all the multi-platform games and all the exclusives they put out. You buy a Nintendo system to get all the exclusives they put out, but also to get all the third-party games that do come out to the system. That would take away that reason to own the Xbox. So I don't think anybody at the company is that dumb where they would be like, all right, let's just put everything and shift it over to PlayStation. I don't think anybody at Microsoft is that dumb to put something like Halo or Gears or Fable or Forza or whatever on the PlayStation, because that would, for a lot of people, that would take away a reason to own the system. And it's also very interesting that this interview and all this stuff comes out the day before the Xbox One X launches. It's always something. When there's a big game come out from Xbox or big news, there's always some sort of information that kind of comes out and deflates it. Today it was, Microsoft's going to build new studios and make more games. And everyone's like, yes. But then also, by the way, all those new studios and games that Microsoft are making, they're going to PlayStation. It was like, huh? How did this happen? So he was misquoted. I think the author included PlayStation when Phil meant to just say iOS. If they are going to add any games to any other platforms in the future, it more than likely will be Steam, because Microsoft doesn't view PC as really a competitor. In fact, Shannon Loftus and Phil have gone on and said they don't really see a lot of crossover between PC and Xbox, so I could easily see a lot of games going to Steam. And possibly, maybe, since they have a good relationship with Nintendo, maybe a game goes to the Switch. If Super Lucky Tale's on the Switch, I don't really see it hurting the game on Xbox. But as far as PlayStation, I don't see that happening at all. Because at that point, kind of stick the fork in a reason for owning an Xbox if all the exclusives head over that way. But that is just my take on all this stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Just let everybody know tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live show sometime during the afternoon, evening. I'm going to have a couple guests, maybe a reunion of sorts. So it's going to be interesting. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. All that stuff is linked in the description so you don't miss anything. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Hit the notification bell so you're always notified when I do drop new videos. Share this link out with everybody on Twitter and social media. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope everybody has a good rest of the night. Enjoy your Xbox One X's. I know a lot of people are getting one. I'll have mine tomorrow. And I will see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.